One of the biggest mistakes people make when reading The Art of War is lacking clarity about who their enemy is. More often than not, they look externally for their enemies. They look at their competitors, they look at the people who are preventing them from achieving their goals, not knowing that the biggest enemy could be themselves lying within them. And this has resulted in them not being able to optimize the book's teaching. Know your enemy and know yourself. In 100 battles, you will never be in peril, says Sun Tzu. I would say that this is the book's most famous quote, but there is some problem with the translation. Have you realized that? What is the problem? Now, it is in the order of the words, the enemy and yourself. If we follow strictly the original, the quote should be read as, know yourself and know your enemy. In 100 battles, you will never be in peril. Now, why is the order important? If you look at the external enemy first, you could neglect the enemy right in you. And if you are doing that, it can disadvantage you for two reasons. First, overcoming the enemy within you is easier because it is within your control. It can be just a mindset change and you are on the way to become much stronger. Very often, changing other people can be a lot more challenging. And second, if you cannot subdue the enemy in you, it can compromise your ability to fight external enemies. So, to optimize your ability to compete, first, look inward and see whether the biggest enemy is within you and how you can conquer it to make yourself stronger before meeting the challenges of external competition. And who can be your internal enemy? Now, it can come from one of the three sources. First, your limiting thoughts. You don't believe in yourself. You don't see your strengths. You don't see your true potential. You always compare yourself to others and judge yourself by using other people's standards. You suppress your innate qualities, be it curiosity, intuition, or courage from coming forward to help you to perform at your best. Second, bad habits. Well, there are many bad habits, and I would like to give an example. Think about procrastination. You know that something ought to be done, but you keep postponing it for reasons that can be as simple as you want to watch a Netflix movie, or that the task is boring and you don't want to face it. So you keep giving yourself excuses to stay away from the things that you ought to do. And third, overconfidence or arrogance. You find that you are so good that you can overcome any challenges, only to realize that you are not that good after all when you are on the spot. Now, it could be that you are so confident with your ability to present that you don't get yourself prepared, only realizing that you have overrated yourself when seeing members of the audience leaving the room. So these are all problems arising from not knowing yourself, not knowing you can be your biggest enemy. That's why Sun Tzu wants you to know yourself before knowing your enemy, so that you can be in hundreds of battles, but suffer no perils. What do you think? I hope you find the video useful. Thank you very much for watching. Texan here, saying goodbye.